Okay, so why don't you introduce our topic today?
Our topic today is the difference between things that you feel you need to run to your therapist for and some of the things that are just your normal everyday annoyances and the difference between the two. Also show you a little bit of how some that you think are maybe just normal are some things that could go deeper into therapy, but we're going to break down a couple different ones. Some are super normal. We all have them. It's everyday stuff and you don't need to pay your therapist to go over them. Some of them you should run to the therapist and talk about. So here we go.
Yeah, we don't need to diagnose everything. Like
Not
everything
everything.
we want to make some kind of clinical manifestation of like, do you think this means
Yep.
I'm No,
Yeah.
I think it means you're human.
Also, too, just because you take a survey,
Oh god.
just because you take a survey online or you read the characteristics of a DSM diagnosis, the criteria for one,
Stay away from
does
the
not mean
DSM.
you have it. So we talked about this before, but I think it warrants saying again, every person you dated is not a narcissist.
No, they're not. No
Nope.
covert
Nope.
narcissism. Can we please stop with
No.
Let's stop with that,
Yes, you've read the
please.
definition of the narcissist.
Mhm.
Yes. And yes, you believe after your perspective of now disliking this person greatly that they hit all those markers.
Mhm.
Um, that does not a narcissist make.
No. It just makes a narcissist trait,
Yes. Yeah. So
not a state.
just need to say that
Stay
because
away from the
there's a
DSM, please.
yeah.
And don't like I think once I had somebody come in, they're like, "Oh, I took this quiz. I think I might be on the spectrum." I'm like, "Where did you take this quiz?" So, like, BuzzFeed. No, I love BuzzFeed, but please, that is
It's
not a
not where you're going to
clinical
diagnose.
indicator. All right, what you got?
All right. So if any of these happen and you start to think this way, there are some ways to break down in terms of cognitive thinking when we are seeking therapy. So one of the things we've noticed, and in the research I did before this, was um, women tend to be people who seek therapy more, which we know.
Mhm.
And one of the things that women will do that keeps them out of therapy is that they will talk to themselves in a manner that actually pushes all stuff to the normal category. The women will
Hmm.
often say, I'm too busy for therapy. It is not my time right now to devote that time and money to therapy. I have too many people to take care of. I
Or
can't
the
go to
worst
therapy.
one, I have girlfriends.
I have girlfriends I can talk to. We'll circle back to that actually. Oh, another one women will often say is, I don't know that I need to go to therapy about this because I've
Mhm.
been through worse than this.
Mhm.
Right.
Or it's not that bad.
Yeah. And so those minimizing, the kind of I just should get over it feeling, sometimes those are the ones you actually have to listen to because that's the rhetoric you've said over and over, which means there is a topic that keeps coming up that you
Mhm.
keep pushing off or avoiding. And those should be the markers where you go, I might need to talk to somebody about this issue because I keep saying now's not the time, maybe later. I'll deal with this at another time when the kids are older. And that means it's been coming up. And so that might be something that is warranted and does need to be talked about with the
Yeah, like
therapist.
therapy is not a hobby. Like you can, when the kids are older, you can take a bird watching. Like we're not going to do that with therapy. Like, well, I don't have time for bird
Hmm.
watching. Like, okay, I can get on board with that. But
Yeah.
like therapy is not a hobby that we're just going to like when we have some
Yes.
time.
And I would argue the time quotient of this, there has never been a better period in psychology, therapy to actually fit it in. The options now for therapy are abundant. There is virtual, there is hybrid. So we didn't have those options. Or like prior to COVID, honestly, everybody was in the office,
Mm-hmm.
everybody was, in a practice, and you had to wait to get into that therapist and, the backlog was forever. And now there are so many great options and
Mm-hmm.
opportunities to meet a therapist and not wait 3 or 4 months to see someone.
Mm-hmm.
So, that whole I'll do it later, I don't have time. No, you have time. Like you can see a therapist now on your lunch break in your car if you need to
Yeah, I have
virtually.
lots of people that do
So,
that.
yeah, so now is a great time to actually try to address some of those
Now is
things.
the time.
Now is the time. So I have some rapid fire. You have some rapid fire on things that we think may swing to therapy or may just be normal reactions to certain things. So,
Is it normal or do I need to bring it up?
do I need to go to therapy? And also, just to say, therapy is not just for crises.
I just had this conversation the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah, people are like, are we like couples like,
Mhm.
oh, is it that bad? We have to go to therapy.
Right.
I always say to people, like, when you decide to engage in therapy, couples, individual, doesn't really matter. Something is going right, not
Mhm.
wrong. Something is going right because you are recognizing that you can't do this all on
Mhm.
your own, which, by the way, whether you go to therapy or not, that remains true. So
Right. Absolutely.
just
Yeah.
saying.
For most people, I think too, they feel like if I don't have a big issue to talk about, then I shouldn't go. that it's not worth the time or the money.
Those are my favorite when clients are like, "I was driving here and didn't know what we were gonna talk about." I'm like, "Now we get to dig into the good stuff."
I always say to that, I'm like, tag me in.
Yep. I'm like, "I got
They're
you.
like, "You got something?" I'm like, "I do.
I
Tag
always
me
got
in."
something."
I'm like, "Tag me in. I got it." Because if you're in a stable place where you feel like I don't
Now
have
we
to.
get to do some work, work,
Yes.
work.
I'm like, "Okay, we need to go back to something I saw you do a couple weeks ago or whatever."
Mhm.
But yeah, so tag your therapist in on those. Don't feel like if you're driving, you're like, "I don't know what to talk about today. I didn't really have anything go on the past 2 weeks."
Mhm.
Tag your therapist in. If they're paying attention and they're doing their job, they've got you. They've got you.
Yep.
Um, Feeling irrationally angry at small things. So very irritable, right?
Mhm. Yeah, so I think sometimes, if you have a pattern of, like,
Mhm.
this very specific thing
Mhm.
continues to make me irrationally angry, like, I drop something or I forget something or I'm replaying some kind of conversation or whatever that is, I think those can have,
Mhm.
not necessarily deeper meanings, but I think they can be evidence of, like, some attachment stuff or
Mhm.
unmet needs.
Yeah.
But I think in general, you fine.
You're fine. Yeah. I think the ones that you should look out for are the times in which you think it is, like he had said, the pattern. I am consistently overreacting to stressors. I am consistently screaming at my kids. I am consistently screaming at my boss. People are commenting. I'm getting feedback
Mhm.
like, whoa, you are really reacting strongly to these things, then yes. But otherwise, what you want to do, and we've talked about this and we will keep talking about this, focus on the what. What am I reacting so strongly to? Are the kids really all screaming at the same time? And that's sensory overload for me. Yes,
Mhm.
that is very
Mhm.
rational. So, what do we need to do when you're feeling sensory overload? So, again, therapy can help point those things out, help point you in the right direction. And if you're feeling that you need it, go. But sometimes you can do a little bit of a dive on your own and
Mm.
figure out what is happening and what is the cause for my overreaction to those triggers.
What makes you irrationally angry?
That's a good question.
I
Mm,
don't feel like I get irrationally angry
no,
anymore.
yeah.
It used to be traffic.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But I did a mindfulness-based stress reduction
There you
course like 10
go.
years ago. We've
Ooh.
solved that now.
Oh, we are
We're
healed. We
fixed.
are healed. I think mine would just be it would be I think I only get angry because I'm pretty good at the anger part, but I only truly get angry if there is something that scares me. And then my
Mhm.
reaction is like, I don't have control over it. So then I get a little
Mhm.
angry. So I would lean more toward like something happens to the kids health wise.
Mm.
Right, and then I would be
Mhm.
like, "Well, it's gotta get fixed, or we've gotta figure out how to get them healthier. They need to go to the doctors tomorrow." And so I think it's just more out of fear, and
Okay.
that's closely related to control. And so for me, it's only just if somebody needs help and I cannot provide any assistance, like I'm not a doctor, I can't fix them. So I think that would like tip my. But otherwise, I think in this job, you have to learn early on what to do with a lot of your emotions, and anger is one that's just
Mhm.
unacceptable
Mhm.
in therapy, like,
Mhm.
because 'cause you'll have clients yell at you. You'll
Mhm.
have clients be, especially back in the day when I would do couples counseling, oh,
Mhm.
and it would get, like, so escalated and heated, and you have to learn, like, how to keep your anger
Yeah,
inside
I
that.
had someone this week that, like, right before they left, they're like, "I'm really sorry I was being difficult and argumentative." I was like, "What? No, you weren't." I was like, "You're fine."
Right.
Like, "You were just hashing some things out."
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
"No, we good."
And people do come back at us.
I'm
Like, we'll
like,
say,
"You're good."
"Hey, I think you might need to change the way that you're reacting to your spouse." And they'll
Yeah.
be like, "No, you're not listening. Like, my
Mhm.
spouse did X, Y, and Z." And that's okay. We're fully prepared
Oh,
to
yeah, I'm fine with
to
that.
take that kind of feedback. So,
Mhm.
yeah.
If you start throwing stuff in my office, though, you out.
I did have that once.
I did too.
I had 2 people
I had to
physically
throw them
fight
out.
in my office once.
Someone, like, took their hat off and threw it on the floor.
I
I was like,
know.
"We're not having adult temper
I had 2
tantrums."
I was doing a family counseling session, and I was so young at the time, and 2 of the family members started
Started
to
physically brawl. It
physically fight in the
was like
office.
Jerry Springer up
We
in
had to,
there.
like, call in
Oh my
security.
goodness.
It was a disaster. Yes,
Yikes spikes.
it was a
Okay.
disaster.
Okay. That you need to talk about in therapy.
Yes,
Mhm.
absolutely. Not replying, replaying
Mhm.
conversations in your head over and over and over again.
Mhm.
So I said this to that girl. Oh my God, was she
Mhm.
upset? Did she think it was funny? Did she not?
Mhm.
My boyfriend said this. I've been thinking about it all day. I don't know what he
Mhm.
meant by it. So replaying those conversations in your head all day.
Yeah, I think again, pattern. It
Mhm.
goes to pattern. So are you ruminating, like perseverating on
Mhm.
it? It's not like a passing thought or, when I bring it up to someone, I'm like, oh yeah. Is it like again and again and again and again
Mhm.
and again?
Yeah.
you probably need to bring that up in therapy.
Yeah. Yeah. Those ruminating thoughts, I think, have to be really addressed because if we're
Mhm.
being honest, we worry about things, we have anxious thoughts, and you will replay things that are embarrassing, upsetting, make you angry. You'll
Mhm.
do that. But if you're on day two, three, and you're like,
Yes.
this is what I do, I cannot distract my brain from something else,
Mhm.
then yes, I think that's a time where you go to therapy because, again, it's not that particular instance, it's a pattern that this is what I do. I get stuck in these things and then I can't
Yes.
get out of them.
Yes.
Not knowing if you're burned out or just tired of people.
Ooh, how do you know the
Mhm.
difference?
Yeah. I mean, I think the isolation is like a key component to that. So
Mhm.
if you are burned out, you're doing a lot of things typically. And so
Mhm.
you feel like the energy is just spent, right? I'm just spent and I'm stressed. And that might be a thing that I need to deal with is that I get myself into the consistent place where I am just burnt out. I don't have any energy for myself. I'm not doing any
Mhm.
self care. I'm not
Mhm.
doing any coping skills. And so, you're going home, you're isolating, and that's it. And so the routine, I think, is probably going to have to be looked at in terms of
Mhm.
therapy. But sometimes you are just tired of people. Like, if you're somebody who socializes pretty regularly and you just
Mhm.
decided this weekend, I'm in for the whole weekend. I'm tired of people. I don't want to talk this weekend. That's fine. That's absolutely fine. Taking a break from people, which Kate is loving, take is fine. It's fine. But the burnt out, if it's a pattern, if I feel burnout all the time, something in terms of my self care and my coping skills isn't working.
I think that maybe the easiest way to tell if it's like, am I burnt out or am I just tired of people is it like proactive or reactive? So by the time you're burnt out, it's
Mhm,
reactive. So there's no, I wasn't being intentional,
mhm,
right? Like I'm doing that. It's solitude, but I'm doing it proactively. I thought about it beforehand. I'm doing it intentionally. That's not burnout. Burnout is I have nothing left and all I can do is react, withdraw, and isolate. So that I think is also another one. Like, did I plan to do this? It's kind of like if I sit down and watch Netflix all day
mhm.
and it's like 6 hours have gone by, they're like, are you still there?
There's no
First of
need for
all,
that.
that's aggressive.
Right.
Stop with that. Also, is there someone that's going to come and help me if I answer, like, if you
Right.
don't get a response, what's
Are you
happening?
cutting me off?
Yeah. Is there a beep beep alarm? Are you sending
Mhm,
help? Like, then don't ask me. Okay.
mhm.
If there's no intervention, I'm not interested.
That's right.
But if I do that and then I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I just spent the whole day doing that versus what you said, I'm having a weekend.
Mhm.
That's it. We're not peopling. I'm going to sit down and watch all of Stranger Things.
That's right.
Okay, you did it intentionally. So you can be doing the exact same behavior, but I think intentionally, proactively versus
Mhm.
reactively is a good gauge.
Yeah. Yep. Missing someone you don't even want around anymore.
What the hell does that even mean? My
Yes.
little brain is like,
Yeah.
"Dur, dur,
So
dur."
let's think of it in terms of relationships and breakups. And you're like, he treated me awful. She treated me awful. The relationship was terrible. It was not what I wanted, but I still want that person back. I still want them
Mm,
around. I'm missing them being here, but I
mhm.
don't want the relationship back. I think
I
that
want the good
person,
stuff back.
yes, I think that person's not good for me.
Keeps so many people stuck that I work. Oh man, it keeps
Yes, it
so many people
does.
stuck.
It does. And really, that is the fear of moving on, right? The fear of being alone, the fear of, and most people I'll talk to when they're going through these type of like breakups, it will be the idea of starting over. Like, I have to date again. I have to find somebody who knows all my nuances, all the things. And yeah, that's hard. It's really hard. It's really obnoxious to start all over again.
But I think also there's something that like people don't always do an inventory or take stock of is, I'm staying in this because it kind of sucks, but it's better than the alternative of
Yes.
starting over. And I'm really doing it to avoid loneliness. Are you?
Yes.
Because guess what? You're lonely in
In
it.
the
So
relationship.
you actually, the whole purpose of you staying in it, you didn't avoid that. It's
Exactly.
just a different version of it.
Yeah.
And I think people aren't even like, "Oh, damn.
Yeah.
So true."
Yeah. And so, is that therapy worthy? Sometimes not necessarily, although we would
Mhm.
give you the tip of when you are saying, I miss this person, you really need to do a list. What am I missing? And if that list just consists of an extra person with me, that's not enough to put you in a relationship with a person.
You just need a companion.
Yeah.
Get a dog.
You need a dog, you need to call your
You need a
friends,
furry
you need
friend.
to go out a little more
Yeah.
or replace for a little while, but
Yeah.
that's not enough. If the only thing you're missing about a person is the fact that they are keeping you feeling like I don't have to be alone at times, that's not enough for the relationship.
Alright, getting lost in a hobby for hours.
Mm, okay. I feel like you should answer that.
I think that I'm gonna call it normal.
Mhm.
Because mine is intentional. I'm like, I can't, for example, I can't wait to go home later and do my paint by numbers at the fireplace.
Okay, okay.
Can't wait to do it. And left to my own devices, like over the weekend, I had nothing go. I think it was last weekend I was doing my paint by numbers because January is my,
Mhm.
hibernation. Diamond art, same thing. It's like midnight. I'm like, do, do, do. I'm just listening to my audiobook, doing my paint by numbers and living my best life.
I will concur with you that I think that is normal. And what's interesting too is sometimes I think that women will critique their hobbies and how long they do their hobbies more than
Hmm.
men. If you talk to men,
Well,
some of
what,
them,
what man is like, I've been playing too much golf.
yeah,
Have you
or
ever heard that?
right, and men don't typically like complain that they think they're playing video games too long,
No,
or
they need someone. Usually it's someone else being like, yo, I think
right.
that you might need to
Right,
talk to
right.
someone about
Or in
that.
my house, let me tell you, there's never a time where my husband has walked up and said, "I think I'm watching football a little too much." Ever.
Never. I've never
Ever,
heard
ever,
that.
ever, ever, ever.
No.
So, I don't think they critique their free time as harshly as we would
Yeah.
critique ours.
Yeah.
And so I would say unless it is a negative habit that you are
Yeah.
involved
Have
in.
you heard feedback from somebody else, either negative feedback from someone else or negative feedback towards yourself? Like, am I feeling a lot of guilt or am I feeling a lot of shame? So maybe it's I need to work through some like self compassion, self care stuff.
Right.
Or if other people are saying it to me, then maybe I need to take an objective look at
Mhm.
like, am I using this to cope or am I using this maybe to avoid?
Yeah. Yeah. But if it's a healthy habit, and remember, we talked before about coping skills and self-care. And self-care are those things that you do on a routine basis that help to create a safe space for you that makes you feel healthy about yourself, that connects you to your emotions in a good way. And coping skills are that box of things that you run to when you're like, I'm not feeling good today, I'm anxious today, I'm depressed today. There's things that I know I can pull out of this and do that are actually going to make me feel better and deal with the emotional feelings that I'm feeling. And so if your self-care things are daily and they're an hour or 2 a day and they bring you great joy and they calm you down, they relax you, that's a
Oh,
beautiful thing.
hour or two. Like,
That my attention span's only like 5
I
minutes a
also
day.
feel like I don't know. I'm in this era of my life, right? Like, so my son is a sophomore in college, my only child, and so he's almost 20. And when I was his age,
Mhm.
a little a year older than him, I was pregnant.
Yeah.
So I did not have any period of
Mhm.
time where I was like, it's just worried about me and me.
Right.
And so I feel like
This
I'm
is your
doing that
time.
now.
Yeah.
Like I'm finally getting the time to do that. And guess what? I like doing it now better.
All right, I got one more.
Okay, go.
Feeling like you always want more out of life.
Ooh, that you need to talk to your therapist about that
Mhm.
one.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
That discontent can be deep.
Mhm.
And so if you're looking at your life and you're going, I've got an okay relationship, I have great kids, I got a job, I got this, and I still don't feel
Mhm.
like I can connect to it, that it
Mhm.
brings me joy, that I feel at peace. I keep thinking I want
Mhm.
more, I need a bigger house. The kids need to go to a better school. They need more things. They want to go on this travel league and it costs thousands of dollars. I got to make more money. Whatever it is that's just driving that
Mhm.
discontent, there's things there to talk about. So definitely.
I would actually encourage because I think this feeling will emerge in people and we just call it a midlife crisis.
That
And then we go out and
phrase.
buy something and do all this stuff. Or I know I'll get a divorce. I know I'll
Mhm.
buy a new car. I know I'll get a tattoo. I know I'll switch jobs. I'll do all this
Mhm.
stuff. And then inevitably that never works. So why don't you just avoid all that and just go to
Mhm.
therapy?
Yeah.
And then maybe we learn about
Mhm.
like acceptance and self-care and maybe you can still buy yourself something nice, but
Mhm.
you don't have to like blow up your entire
Right.
life. Stop
Right.
calling it a midlife crisis.
Stop. That phrase has no weight.
That's like normalizing something that is no,
Yes, it's not a clinical
no,
term. No one's ever
no
gonna diagnose you
with
or
midlife
your
crisis.
spouse, partner, whatever, as going through a midlife crisis. It doesn't exist. Again, just look at the math of it, which we hate, by the way, math. Our lifespan is now longer than it's ever been. So when is your midlife at this point? What, every generation we just keep moving the marker? It's not true. That doesn't happen. It has to do your midlife crisis. What if it happened to 35?
What if
That
it
doesn't
happened at 25?
Yeah, it doesn't that makes no sense. It's something else was going on, and so, yeah, go talk to somebody about that one.
Yes. I've got a couple. Feeling nervous about dating.
Oh,
So,
so
like when
normal.
you're dating, yeah, and a lot of people are like, they're not texting me back. Oh my
Oh,
gosh. And so sometimes there can be some attachment related stuff. But what I remind people all the time is dating is inherently an anxiety producing
mhm,
situation. So you are having a normal response
absolutely,
to that situation.
and it is so difficult these days. I don't know how y'all are doing it.
I would,
I would be
I wouldn't.
I am not the type of person who could have gone out with somebody a couple times and then have them like maybe not respond for a whole weekend, but be able to see everywhere they're going for the whole weekend. Be like, oh, you're having a great time. You
We
never
talked
answered me.
mm,
Like
stop,
th-
stop following the people.
you're all doing it great, but it is gonna
Like
make you anxious.
you could be like, I think we should like women. Like, why aren't there more Golden Girls situations? Like
I
for real,
told
for
you
real,
today
for
about
real.
the ones on TikTok, these golden grannies on TikTok that found
Do they are they live together? They're friends.
they're at like
Home,
I think like a
a place.
65 and older
Okay,
community, and they live in this place and they get together and they drink their THC seltzers every day and they have a freaking blast. I just
Mm.
love them.
Are
They're
they coffee matrons?
they're maybe culture but they're the heroines of my story, these women.
Talking to yourself. I get a lot of people that are like, "Is that normal?"
Yeah, I always say unless you hear somebody else's voice answer you, you're totally fine.
Love that. Yep.
Yes. Yeah.
That one is
Just keep that in mind. As long as
easy.
I am the only voice I hear in my head, I am totally normal.
Overthinking text replies.
I do that all the time. We've
Yep.
talked about that. I do that all the time.
Yep.
And then I reread it for tone.
How might this come across?
I know. Like, would you perceive it differently?
Should I put an exclamation? How about an emoji? Okay, my last one, being hangry. So being like irritable, and it's
Okay.
because it might just be because you're hungry. That happened to me the other day. I was
Yeah?
like feeling all kinds of ways. It was actually on my birthday when I was like kind of
Oh.
getting annoyed because like we ordered food from one place and it was taking a long time. My dad's like, "How about we just order pizza?" I'm like, "Sir,
No, it's my birthday.
one, it's my birthday. Two, do you know me? I don't like pizza. First of
you don't
all."
like pizza.
And I was like, "We're not doing that." And then the food and like my brother picked up the food came, I ate, and I was like, "Guys, I'm real sorry because I just realized that must have been about me being hungry because I feel totally fine now. So thank you."
I mean, it's a thing.
hmm Yeah, it might just so halt, and we talked about
Mhm.
this like many, many episodes ago. But before you like clinically diagnose yourself with
Yes.
anything, please check in. Am I hungry, angry, lonely, or tired? And let me see if I address
Any of
even
those
one of
things.
those things. Does anything change? If so, it's normal.
You're okay.
It's
And then
nearly.
just address the thing that it was.
It's nearly normal.
Yeah. You're all nearly normal, really.
Yes.
We all are.
Yes. All right. Until next time, stay nearly normal.